The XP-Pen Deco Mini 7W touts that you can create anytime, anywhere. This small portable drawing tablet is both affordable and allows you to go wire-free, but doesn't have any downsides. I'm James Hertz from MUO, here to look at whether this on-the-go drawing tablet is worth trying out. Now, to actually look at the portability of the XP-Pen Deco Mini 7W, let's talk about the sizing for it. It's 10.24 by 6.38 inches with just a depth of 0.36, so it's under an inch, so if you're slipping in something like a backpack or a bag, then it's really easy to fit alongside something like a laptop. The actual work area is 7 by 4.37, and the weight's just under a pound. So the only thing you really need to take away from this is it's a really small work area, but it's light and can go with you anywhere. Now, before talking about the technical specifications of XP-Pen's Deco Mini 7W, I wanted to pause and talk about the texture and design of this drawing tablet. It's textured more to resemble paper and has a matte finish. I'm heavy-handed personally, so when using it, I felt some resistance, but it still felt pretty natural. Here on the table, I have some other tablets as well. There's a Wacom Bamboo, which has a similar matte texture. I felt more natural using it because there wasn't that amount of resistance, but if you're fairly middle of the road, the XP-Pen worked well. We also had an iPad Pro and a Wacom Cintiq Pro. Both of these are glossier, but their finish is fixed by their pens, which make it easier to work with. Let's talk about the pen that comes with the Deco Mini 7W and how it compares to other styluses on the table. XP-Pen's P05D is standard to other Deco Mini units. It has a one-click toggle and it's a battery-free stylus. Overall, it's very similar to the other Wacom pens on the table, most closely to the Cintiq. They have a similar weight and overall their design feels pretty similar, except the XP-Pen's more of a budget version since the Cintiq has more of a textured feel to it. The Bamboo is much lighter in comparison. Now, when it comes to the actual Apple Pencil, this is where you're going to have the biggest transition. It's a much heavier, thinner, and it's a battery-powered stylus. So if you're going to something like the XP-Pen, but you've dealt with Wacoms, it's a pretty similar one. But if you're going something like an Apple Pencil to the XP-Pen, it's more of a transition. With a discussion of other similar graphic tablets as well as styluses out of the way, the thing you need to remember with the Deco Mini 7W is it's all about utilizing that small size and portability for your everyday use. Now, its technical specifications mostly support this as well as its baseline functionality. First off, it supports 2.4 GHz wireless connectivity via a USB wireless receiver that's included with the device. It also has a battery life of greater than or equal to 10 hours. Afterwards, it takes about 2 hours to charge it back to full. In terms of operation, it supports up to 8,192 pressure sensitivity levels, and it supports 60 degrees of tilt action with its pen. And on the very side, there are 8 customizable shortcut keys that can be used. It has useful presets for most drawing software, but you can still customize your experience. Overall, the baseline user experience is very friendly and will appeal to all skill levels. Once you've peeled the plastic off the Deco Mini 7W and you've tested the base unit as well as the battery-free stylus, there are some other components that you'll pay mind to that are included with it. There is the USB-C, the USB connector cable. This plugs into the USB-C port next to the power button on the Deco Mini 7W. You'll use this for charging as well as if you're actually making a wire connection. 10 nibs are also included, and you can remove these via the pen clipper tool that's included. Basically, you just hold on to the nib end and pull it out. All drawing tablets have their own ways of doing it, but I didn't find this one to be very hard to use or complicated. There's also the wireless receiver that we previously mentioned, as well as 2 adapters. These connect USB to either a micro USB or a USB-C, and these are mostly used for mobile connectivity. Let's talk connectivity with the Deco Mini 7W. XP-Pen has done a good job at making it so you can connect it to anything with the right connector. But even if you update the drivers, have the right connector, there are still a few things you need to keep in mind regarding what you're connecting it to. With Windows, you need to be careful about the Windows ink setting. If you go under Pen Tablet, when it's connected to a Windows device, I advise that you disable Windows ink. It creates problems with the cursor, so you're not really going to have a good experience. If you're doing it with Mac OS, it's mostly about the actual setup process. You have to enable certain preferences so that you're going to get the full operation of the XP-Pen. So to do this, you can go under System Preferences and figure out manually, but XP-Pen has done a good job at making it easy to follow up with and find the exact things you need to enable. When downloading the driver for Mac OS, you can either look at the included PDF or you can check out a video that's recommended by them. For the other two, there's Android. With Android, it's mostly there's just a few devices that aren't supported, but the list on their website doesn't seem fully up to date. I used the Samsung Galaxy S7, which isn't supposed to be fully supported, but I was still able to connect it and draw with it. There's also the option for Chromebook usage, so if you have Chrome OS, you just need to make sure you update it to the specific version the XP-Pen has noted. Besides the freedom to use the Deco Mini7W on your platform of choice, it also works with popular programs such as Photoshop, Paint Tool Site, and ZBrush. However, not everyone has these. To help with this, XP-Pen has included the option to redeem some free software with the purchase of your tablet. For digital art, they've included the option to either pick Art Rage or try out Open Canvas. And for e-learning, they've included a 3-month individual plan to explain everything, which is a digital whiteboard. To put things in perspective, the Deco Mini7W is $60 when not on sale. Open Canvas is also $60 when purchasing brand new and you're not just paying an upgrade fee. On top of this, you have the Explain Everything subscription, and you can look at XP-Pen as really affordable as a beginner package. So if you're just after using it for work or schooling or even casual drawing or a mix of these, there's a lot of value there. How can I use the drawing tablet? There's some general uses as well as creative uses for the Deco Mini7W. But before going into these, I want to talk about some things I like and dislike about the tablet. On the positive side, you can really set up your work area however you want. Thanks to the rotation settings, you can jump between 0, 90, 180, and 270 degrees. So in short, the tablet can be placed however is best for your workflow. There's also the option to go in the pen tablet settings and adjust your actual shortcut keys. So if you're working on different projects, you can have whatever suits you best. There's also the option to make the pen settings only apply to the program you want it to, so this is really useful if you have multiple applications open at once. However, one of the things I disliked was the pressure sensitivity settings didn't really adjust as much as I liked. I didn't feel much difference when going between the short end and the far end of the sensitivity levels. Instead, it worked best at the default settings, and I stayed with that throughout the entirety of usage. In full transparency, I'm not a digital artist, so I had to borrow my partner to get a good drawing test going. In terms of latency, there really wasn't any, whether it was using the wired connection or the wireless one, and the tablet itself has a good range of pressure. In terms of the stylus, the nib is a little bigger than normal, but it still was really good for drawing and shading, and it also benefited well from that 60 degrees of tilt. The only real complaint that could be had about the tablet itself was it's a little small, but when you consider the cost point of the Deco Mini7W, it's not really a big deal. The buttons on the side also have a good feel to them, and they're in good reaching distance, so it's pretty easy to use the shortcut keys. To test the support of the Deco Mini7W when it comes to Android, I took a Google Pixel phone and launched the Autodesk Sketchbook app. When working with the Deco Mini on it, I found the cursor was a little slow and the shortcut keys weren't responding. However, I was able to draw with it. Despite the smaller screen size, it was kind of a fun experiment, and if you can find the right software and the right settings, then it'd be a pretty fun experience. I work in the education field, so I'm used to different online learning environments. I've dealt with different virtual whiteboards as well as collaborative software online. So with Explain Everything, it's already a popular app and it's really easy to use with the XP-Pen. So if I want to show a student a math problem and work it out, or if I want to pull up a slide and highlight some information, it's really easy to use the precision of the XP-Pen stylus to do all this. As another upside, for both teachers and parents, it's relatively inexpensive, so if you need something for quick workflow or just an inexpensive entry into digital art, it's really nice. But if you want to take a break, XP-Pen has you covered there. While gaming with a drawing tablet isn't new, XP-Pen has actively promoted its use with OS. As a rhythm game, it's surprisingly addictive to test the precision and accuracy of this drawing tablet. So if you're looking for something casual that you can do and is different from the usual workflow, it's a great pastime. So what do you do if something happens with your XP-Pen Deco Mini 7W? Is it a case of repairability, or is it a case where you replace it? Now, XP-Pen products come with a 12-month warranty from the date of purchase, but in many cases, you can circumvent a lot of wear and tear as well as hazardous situations for the Deco Mini because it's so small. If you're slipping in something like a bag or other protective surface, it can sit in there pretty cozily. However, there are some trade-offs. Sadly, the Deco Mini 7W doesn't have a protective film for sale on the store at this time, but it's, again, pretty easy to protect otherwise. In terms of nibs, if you're someone using this extensively, then XP-Pen does sell replacement nibs in a pack of 100 for around $10. And if something were to happen with your battery-free stylus, you can replace it for around $16. Should you buy XP-Pen's Deco Mini 7W? The answer is yes, but it depends on what you're after. If you want a budget-friendly tablet that produces a small footprint and embraces portability, then check out the Deco Mini 7W. But if you're after a larger work area and you want a certain feel to your tablet, then it's not going to replace your iPad, Cintiq, or XP-Pen's professional line products. However, it's a great small tablet for what it offers. A big thanks to XP-Pen for providing this testing unit and for you watching this video. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment or any questions below.